Where I grew up, we used like a washcloth in the shower for everything. Now, I'm not saying that if you don't use a washcloth, you're dirty, but that's just how I
People are
grew up.
gonna think that.
Nobody's gonna think you're dirty. You're
It's
clean.
okay. Wait. Oh my gosh. You had to say nobody's gonna think I'm dirty.
What's going on, everybody? We're so glad that you are tuning in to another episode of the Great Purview. We're so excited that you are here with us and joining us. If you don't know, Great Purview is a podcast where me and my lovely wife talk about all the gray areas in our lives that we have to have deep and meaningful conversations about, whether that's race, religion, or, current events and stuff that are going on in the world. But yeah, so my name is Anthony Rogers. This is my wife, Morgan Rogers. And again, we're just so happy that you tuned in. Also, we want to just say thank you to everyone who tuned in for our very first episode of Great Review. The amount of support and love we received from that was incredible. And so we're honored and we're thankful for that. Right now, we're just going to jump right into our topic. We did a little introduction last week of who we are. So if you want to know that, you can kind of look into last week's episode. But we're going to just jump into our topic this week. And what do we got, baby?
So we did, we asked a bunch of people what y'all would like to hear us talk about. And one of the topics that we got was differences in upbringing in terms of race, which I thought was an interesting question.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really sure what the differences in upbringing are in terms of race, because I'm only one white person. He's only one black person.
One.
So
just one.
We don't know if our differences are necessarily race related. So we're going to let y'all decide. So we're just going to we'll talk about, I guess, some of the differences that we came up against whenever we first started dating and the things that we still see
and saw, and that maybe they were pet peeves, or just, I won't even say pet peeves. It was just stuff that I didn't realize that you didn't do or did do, or stuff that you realized that I did. And that's just so funny because I feel like there's so much, but yeah. Okay, cool. But I think, in order for that, I think we have to kind of determine, to the questioner's thought, I think that, in order to even answer that question, we have to know about how we were brought up.
Well, one, we have to recognize what our differences are.
Yeah.
So we have to know each other well enough to even see where our differences are. And then two, we have to see
if that's
whether or not that's because of race. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess the first one, all right, so I guess one of the first things that, and I remember you brought this up to me, that whenever we first, started living together and stuff like that, I asked her about the washcloth. Do you remember?
That's where we're going to start.
We're going to start.
This is so embarrassing.
No, well, I was just, okay, so, in the family where I grew up, we used like a washcloth in the shower for everything. Now, I'm not saying that if you don't use a washcloth, you're dirty. But that's just how
People
I
are
grew.
going to think that.
Nobody's going to think you're dirty. You're clean.
It's okay. Wait. Oh my gosh. You had to say, nobody's going to think I'm dirty.
I'm just saying, no one's going to think that.
So one of the... So dumb. I feel like people know this. I don't know if people know this. And I don't know if this is a me thing or if this is a... In my family, whenever you put out, if somebody's visiting at the house and you put out stuff in their room or whatever for them to take a shower and to have a towel and have stuff, I don't think we usually put out a washcloth. And I don't know why. Like I had like a loofah for a while, or like a
Well,
body
loofahs.
thingy.
I mean, a loofahs. I mean, I
But
use a
that's like
loofah now.
okay. But he asked me one day, like, what do you like wash with? Because you like don't have a washcloth in there.
Yeah, no, I remember that. So that was something that was different. Yeah, I think the other thing, I mean, since we're on the shower, I don't know if this was different, so I guess that's wouldn't be a different thing, but like how like I use the soap down to like a credit card size.
No, I mean I do that as well.
Yeah.
Like using the piece of soap like as small as it can possibly get, and just like using the washcloth to like just make something of nothing. That's something that we
Yeah.
both do.
All right, what do you think?
One thing that you do that I don't do, you play music a lot in the house.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Like out loud.
Yeah, like whether you're cooking or whether you're like cleaning or whether you're just doing whatever.
Yeah, and so I mean, just kind of like backstory. I mean, my mom. I remember when we were younger. We lived in an apartment complex, and it was mostly like every Saturday, and that was like the signal that she was getting ready to start cleaning the house. And so we'd be dead sleep, and I would hear the radio come on, and it'd be like some gospel music or like Christian music and stuff like that, and that was both the signal for us to get up and to start cleaning. And so I guess like for me, there's a sense of comfort there also. Uh, just because I mean, like, to have that music going, and then like 'cause sometimes like I already hate washing dishes and stuff like that, and so or it just kind of puts me in a different zone, and so like my body feels like it's moving on like autopilot as I'm doing.
I
But
mean, I don't dislike having music. It's just not something that I would think to do. Like I'm like such a minimalist when it comes to everything. Like I'm like bare minimum. What do you need in order to clean? And music is not something that you need. And I'm like that with everything. What is my bare minimum that I need?
Yeah, no, for me, I mean, I do that, I put on my headphones whenever I'm cutting the grass or like, anytime I'm doing clean. I never thought of it that way though. Like I do that.
Yeah,
Like
you
I
do that a
need
lot.
it.
You do that when you're barbecuing,
Yeah. Yeah,
grilling,
that's true. And I'd be out there just having
and
my
I
own.
don't. I'm just like minimum. Do I need the lights on? Depends on what I'm cleaning. I think that's why
funny.
too I don't buy new like cleaning supplies.
Oh my God, that was a different. Okay, Can I talk about
Yeah.
that? Okay, so, okay, so there was this scrub brush that was in the kitchen for like forever, and I mean it wasn't like filthy, but it just I had seen. I mean, we've been married for a while, and I mean up until now, I just went and bought a new one because I was fed up with it.
But you're talking about like a thing to like clean dishes.
Yeah, the thing to clean dishes. And so it was like, I mean, it just was there, and it was just like, and for me, it was like my mom, she would buy clean. I mean, granted, I feel like we had more cleaning supplies than we needed. Sorry, mom, but it is what it is. But but she always bought like cleaning supplies or like Glade plugins and stuff like that. Like that was something that like I also did, like went out and bought like all of the cleaning stuff. And not that there wasn't cleaning stuff, it just wasn't like an assortment of cleaning stuff. It was like, okay, we'll use 409, and then maybe we'll use Fabuloso on this, or then maybe we'll use the toilet cleaner stuff for this, or Windex for. Remember when I always get like really mad when you would use other stuff to clean the glass.
409 is for everything. 409, you can do it on the floor, you can do it on the table, you can do it on the cat, you can do it on your kids, you can do it on cleans everything. It's a one-stop shop. You don't need to buy a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so that was something that was kind of a pet peeve. What else? What else do we have?
Well, I had like the same mop too. Though,
Oh my God!
like,
Yes, yeah, the same freaking sponge mop, and so it's like a whole mop. And I mean, I just didn't like it. Like
And I don't know if that's a race thing. I don't know if white people just
keep the same
keep
stuff.
the same stuff forever and don't replace it. Why do you need a new broom? Like I thought you could just use the same broom Forever. I genuinely think my mom would agree with me.
I
You don't
believe-
need a new broom. It has bristles. You just sweep.
Oh my gosh! But then like stuff gets in it for like forever and stuff like that.
I don't know.
Or
I
the
feel
other
like
thing
that's an
too. Remember?
American-
Do you remember too? Like the outside broom. Remember?
I don't do the outside broom. I never swept outside.
Whenever we had that broom, and then you would take the broom that we use inside, and then you would go outside and sweep with it. And I was like, I'll just buy another broom. Like you don't use the outside broom inside. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I remember. I'm just okay.
Okay, so then same with shoes.
What about them?
Like when you go outside, you will go barefoot
I
everywhere.
literally sound like a gross person. Oh my God, I don't want to talk about this anymore. If I'm gonna go out to the car, I don't necessarily put my shoes on, and I'm embarrassed.
Or the mailbox.
Okay, but our mailbox is very. I could have said our mailbox was on our house. It's not on our house. We don't have a mailbox at the end of our yard. Our mailbox is like a house away because we live in a community and we have all of our mailboxes at the same place. So if I'm going there, I probably won't put shoes on. I didn't have just slip-on shoes except for house shoes.
Yeah, but house shoes you don't wear outside either.
I do wear my house shoes.
Yeah, I like that's. Yeah, I mean sometimes I'll wear like my flip flops out and then bring them in, but it's just like I cannot go outside without shoes on. I mean, when I was younger, I could I was fine, and and my dad would be like, "Oh, y'all got feet like a cow," because the sun would be burning up our freaking toes and stuff like that.
Feet like a cow?
Like cow hooves, because cows can walk on any surface. Not that my feet look like a cow's.
I mean, you got really defensive. I wasn't thinking that they actually look like a cow. I was just trying to understand the parallel.
Because they have hooves. I'm all
like a cow.
Well, because cows they could walk everywhere. That was something that he said, or
Is
someone
that a saying?
I think so. I've heard someone say you got feet like a cow. No. Anyway, that's what he said, because we would just walk outside with everything.
So you used to walk outside with bare feet?
I used to do bare feet outside, but I don't know when that changed. I think I just stopped liking the way dirt felt on my feet. Or when you walk outside and then the gravel gets stuck in your freaking toe.
We don't have gravel.
Well, I mean the leaves.
The outside
gets stuck on your feet, and then you come in, and then we have harder floors, and so it's you feel that stuff. And
That's
then
why
if
you
you
wipe
have
your feet off.
on the carpet.
No. We have a doormat, or you wipe them like you're about to shoot a free throw.
God. You said you're about to shoot what?
Like when you wipe the bottom of your shoes. That's how you wipe your feet.
Oh, like the basketball players.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I never would have thought of that. Okay, so that was different. But yeah, and okay, so what's another thing?
So we had differences around holidays.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Food at Thanksgiving.
Oh man, yeah. Okay, listen. All right, Mom, listen. I know you're watching this.
Who are you talking about, my mom?
Yeah, I'm talking about my mother-in-law. I did not know or have green bean casserole.
Okay, but first of all, let's just start. The first time that we had Thanksgiving together, and so that's not true. I don't know if it was the first time we had Thanksgiving together. It may have been the first time we had it as a married couple at our house. My mom came down here, my stepdad came down here, and my mom usually cooks. I help a little bit on Thanksgiving. And he, after we had dinner, was like, I'm just gonna tell you, I was concerned. I didn't think that I was gonna like it. I thought that it was gonna be dry and I thought the food was gonna be nasty.
I did.
But that was really good.
No, it was very, very good.
So
and then we have had green bean casserole every time since.
Okay. Okay. So
my thought was white people can't cook. My thought was
that was your
all
thought.
white people don't use seasonings. The only thing they put salt and pepper and be like, we're done. This is it.
Has you ever had
Cuisine
food cooked by
white
the
people?
Caucasian?
Yes. Yeah, and that was my experience.
I want to ask you who, but I feel like we can't do that. You have who, like a family cook for you? Had you had Thanksgiving?
No, I haven't had Thanksgiving with like a white family up until we got married.
You had a white family cook for you, and you sat down.
I mean, I did. Like, I mean, yes.
Have you ever had a black family cook for you that it didn't taste good?
No.
You lying right now.
It's like, no.
You are lying.
Okay, wait, hold on. No, that's wrong. No, I am lying because there was one time when we went out to L.A. and me and my cousin went.
You're gonna go into detail about who?
Well, because I'm gonna prove that I'm not lying. I'm not gonna say which cousin. I have lots of cousins. Me and my cousin went.
The cousin in L.A.
that's
that one. That
so
cousin.
many. But we went Thanksgiving hopping. So we had Thanksgiving there, and then
They gonna know.
They not gonna know.
They are.
We'll see. And then we went to, well, I don't know the person's house that we went to. It was their friend's house. And this is what I had never had, which I don't like. And this is why I remembered, no, I did have, and it was gross. And also I think some of the type of food too. So I like cornbread generally. So when they said, oh, you want some cornbread? I was like, yes. But what I didn't know is that this cornbread had pieces of corn in it. Have you ever had that? Like cornbread with corn in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Why is that nasty?
I didn't like that. I didn't like it.
Okay. So is that your example?
Well, I'm saying you said I've ever been.
That's your example of one dish that you didn't like?
I mean, I don't like black eyed peas and stuff like that. So
but that's like the type of food I'm talking about.
It's
person cooking.
I can't remember
that you did not like because it wasn't seasoned.
You know what it is though? You know what I think it is that I have probably eaten more times with black families where stuff was good than bad. Whereas I've only had that one or two experiences with the white family, and like, and it was,
lot of times it was like,
right.
Okay,
yeah. But for Thanksgiving, it was great.
Why'd you put the high pitch on your voice when you said it?
But for Thanksgiving, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
But so that was different. So what type of stuff do we have for Thanksgiving? That because I feel like that's.
You always talk about casseroles and like I just feel if you put something in a baking thing, what is it called?
A baking pan?
Is that what it's called when it has the higher edges? A baking sheet is a flat thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the thing is, the baking pan.
The Pyrex glass thing.
If you put that in that, just because you call it, I feel like anything that goes in there is a casserole, and that is a very white word. I mean, I can't even act like it's not. But okay, but green bean. Just when you put green beans in something and you mix it together to make something, what else are you gonna put it in to bake it? And so then I guess the name just has to be casserole.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Whatever, it's good. And
it is good. No, it is.
Okay.
It is good. And well, because then the sweet potato casserole was a thing, and it was just like yams.
Because it's not put in a pie.
No, but yeah, I was just saying. When I was initially being told what was being made, I was like, okay.
Well, I feel like we're going down the road. Like we've already come to a conclusion instead of like. So the differences in food were we had for Thanksgiving when I was growing up, we had green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, and we would have pumpkin pie, which he hates, and he always wants to have sweet potato pie.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And we had turkey, stuffing, which I'm not going to get into the difference between stuffing and
oh yeah, we had that whole debate
too. What
too.
is the other thing?
Stuffing and dressing.
Dressing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not going to go there.
But okay, and we had like turkey, ham, greens, macaroni and cheese.
We never had macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, we had macaroni and cheese. We would have cabbage sometimes.
We never had cabbage.
Depending on who's cooking, like they would sometimes do like gizzards and whatnot, and I don't like that. We do black eyed peas. We do.
We never had black eyed peas.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I didn't potentially like everything, but I mean, there was this like I don't know if this is blasphemous, but I did not
But
like
your
black
mom
cookies.
didn't cook.
Yeah, that's the other
Smart.
thing. I mean, dang man, we just gonna put my mom on blast. I mean, she would cook sometimes, but we would oftentimes go somewhere else, and it was actually more of like a potluck type situation. So like everybody would bring
Yeah,
a
so that's.
dish.
I mean, you're gonna have a ton of different types of things whenever you're, I guess, doing that.
Yeah, so I mean that was something that that was a difference, and I think I think the other thing was like I don't know if this was a difference, but I think it was one of those things that I kind of came in with hesitation. So like one of the things is like, coming in being a father and like, being married into being a father, like whoopings and stuff like that. Like that was something that was, I have received. And I, I mean, ultimately felt like that was what was going to be something that I'd want to do with my child or not want to do. I can't wait to with my
Can't
kid.
wait.
Can't wait to, but something that I had made up in my mind that would be a form of discipline that I did with my future child. But then my beliefs about white folks was that white people don't beat their. I'm sorry. white people don't whoop their kids, and so that was something also that
I don't think that that's necessarily true, though. I mean, granted, I didn't. So,
I don't think it's true, but it's true for me.
no, I didn't get whooped like the traditional whooping. I got like a random hit out of like anger, but not like, all right, go assume the position for the whooping. Like that wasn't a thing that happened. I got yelled at a lot, but I didn't get like hands put on me. Although a lot of my friends that were white did get whooped, and my parents did, and their parents did. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a word. I mean, I know the stereotype, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, and
I didn't get put in timeout either, though.
Yeah, no, that was
I didn't work and get a timeout. I didn't get put in timeout.
Yeah, my dad said we would go to timeout after we got whooped.
Well, you'd want to be in timeout after.
You'd want to be in timeout before you would
yourself.
rather have timeout than be whooped. You said
Well,
that cry by yourself.
Yeah, I'm saying have that cry in the mirror.
Right. I used to do that. I used to look in the mirror.
I did that too, though, but not because of a whooping. I do it after like I got screamed and just see how ugly your face looks in the mirror.
Eyes are so red right now. And then
like, how could you do this?
I'm your child. I'm your kid. I used to do that all the time. Or I go in there and I'd say curse words.
Yeah. The worst words that you know.
Yeah, the word it wasn't a lot.
You behind the door.
Stupid. Stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was So I mean, I guess that would be. So that would be a difference. But I think so. Then with all those things, I think that then what we're thinking of is now. Is that different because of race? And honestly, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're listening to this, you can go to our YouTube page. But because I'm curious to see what you all think as far as because maybe you can decide whether that for us it was. It was just recognizing and then honestly kind of breaking down, some of those stereotypes. And so even though I had a thought about what Thanksgiving dinner was going to taste like, I got thirds. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I ate of it a lot. It was really good. It's been really good. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just kind of those things like, having to figure out those things. But I don't, I think that sometimes in doing it, it breaks down, your initial thought and stuff. But I think that there are also a lot of similarities in which, like, I thought was only
a black thing.
Either only a black thing or only a white thing or whatever like that. But do you remember any of those? Like
only a black thing?
Yeah, that I thought was only like a black thing.
You asked me if there was like a cup for like the grease.
Yeah, that is true. So we, I remember when I was younger, we would have a cup that was, I believe it was in the fridge. And I remember the first time my experience with this cup because I thought it was juice. I thought it was apple juice. But when I drank of it, it was not. When I drank of it, it was thick and it tasted like every kind of fried meat you could ever have. It had like tastes like fish, chicken, and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, like we saved the oil and stuff like that from stuff we would fry, and we'd put it in the refrigerator. That was something that was similar.
We didn't put it in the refrigerator, but we did the same thing. My mom would use a spaghetti jar, like a spaghetti sauce jar that was empty, and we just put the bacon grease in it and save the grease for later. Now we save the grease as well, like in our house.
Yeah, or we'll cook with it. Like if we make bacon, then we'll use it for like pork chops and stuff like that, which is fire if you've never done that. Like it is fire.
I wouldn't save fish grease though.
Yeah, I mean
unless I was gonna like really heat it.
Well, there was one of my best friends, and you know who you are. Had like a deep frying pot that just lived on the back right side of the stove, and it just had oil in it forever. Like, and so whatever you were going to fry, that was your frying pot.
It's like that chachos.
Huh? Yeah, like
it just used the
same oil. Yeah, and so it was like, we'd have fried chicken. Now, granted, everything we had was delicious.
I mean,
like,
it can't be bad. I mean, you're reheating. Grease is like the hottest thing on the planet. So I'm sure it's killing every bacteria. Yeah. So I'm sure it's fine.
And everything that came out of that pot tasted delicious.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, and so that was one thing. I think the other thing we talked about was like the sewing needle or the sewing tin. Like using leftover containers for other things. So like if you buy a box or that blue cookie tin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And why did people feel like sewing stuff goes in there?
I don't know.
Though?
Everybody uses the same tin. It's the same exact tin.
Those cookies, like, let's be real.
Those cookies are... I'm about to say they're bomb. You're about to say they're bad?
I did not like them. I did not like them.
Those shortbread, those are really good cookies.
There was a couple of them that were fine. But
I liked them.
There was some that tasted like... Well, I don't like coconut. And so there was like... I don't remember coconut. There was some of them that had like that coconut taste to them. And I was like, ew. But you were like, those cookies are...
Right? Bomb, right?
Like trash. I mean, those cookies are trash. They're trash. But yeah. But I don't know why people felt like that's where sewing stuff needed to go. Like, what about?
Because
the other thing. I have never once seen besides my grandma. I've never once seen anyone actually sew
with that little kit. No, when my mom came last time, and Jaden had a thing on his shirt that needed to be fixed. He had like a hoodie that he wanted to keep wearing. My mom was like, "Oh, just get out the sewing kit," and I was like, "I don't have a sewing kit." She was like, "Oh my gosh, you don't have a sewing kit?" And she pulled one out of her luggage and gifted it to me. She had a sewing kit with her.
Yeah, see, I think we just had holes.
I mean, I don't know how to use it. I told her thank you, but I don't know how to sew. So
yeah, so I mean, okay. So
but that's a thing that I had. My mom had. My grandma had that same tin with the...
Yeah, no, and I think we may have gotten ours from my grandma, to be honest. Like, but it was that same blue...
It's the same blue tin with the cookies on top. And you were like, yeah.
That's insane. Okay, what about, evaporated milk?
Yes.
That was something that was the same. Like, when you had,
You run out of your milk.
Yeah, and then you have that little bag of...
milk.
To this day, I will not. I remember I went to Haiti for a mission trip, and
they had it there?
Yeah, they had the powdered milk, and I was like, absolutely not.
I remember it tasted terrible, but
I mean, for me, it just tasted like water. I don't remember there being like a particular like aftertaste or something like that. No, I mean, it was very obvious that it wasn't milk.
Yeah, no.
I think, and that's what I'm thinking. Like compared to milk, it was water. I might as well have just.
Do you think they really evaporate the milk and it's like milk, like?
Milk? I don't powder.
Is it even powder? I thought it was like flakes.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, it is flakes. But I mean, like it's. I mean, I just call anything that you add water to powder. So potato powder, mashed potatoes. Yeah, but yeah. So that was. I mean, and we didn't have it all the time, but we had it. There was several times.
Ours, it was just in the bag, like right, ready.
That's exactly how it was. We had that, rice and beans, like big old bags of that. And we like, and it would only be whenever we would get down to like not having no milk at all, or like, if you go, I don't think we've ever opened the rice and beans unless we were like trying to cook with rice and beans, but that was very rare. But the evaporated milk, I remember specifically, it was at the bottom cabinet in the pantry, or the bottom shelf in the pantry all the way to the back. And it was like one of those things. What about, okay, this is something we haven't ever talked about, so this would be kind of cool. What about like leaving stuff in the pantry that is like about to be expired?
I mean, you've looked at our pantry, so
But I'm just saying, like, but like,
we do.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, is that something growing up? Like, did y'all like go into the pantry?
Yes, and there
like,
would be tons of freaking dressing and stuff that's like 6 years old, and it's like, but we might. Like, we're not ever gonna. Oh, that's another thing that we both found out that we did. You have a drawer for like ketchup, and napkins, and leftover.
Oh yeah,
like
always
forks
Taco
and
Bell,
spoons, and
Taco Bell
all the
packets.
hot sauce packets. Which, by the way, Taco Bell sauce doesn't taste good on
anything else
other than Taco Bell, but it is so good on Taco Bell. But if you try it on anything else, it is so terrible. But we have a drawer with ketchup ketchup is not good after that.
No, well, and I mean, and the thing is, like, how often did you, like, I don't know that there was only maybe like 1 or 2 times that I can remember that we went to the ketchup drawer and actually used the ketchup from the ketchup drawer. My mom would probably say different. Maybe I was just like living in the life of luxury and she was like, y'all finish off the actual bottle, I'll use them packets. So I don't know if that was, her experience or whatever like that. But for me, I knew that, like, I was not used, because I think I had a bad experience too. Like, where was it? I think Popeyes, they used to have, or Popeyes, whenever they give you chicken, they'll give you the Louisiana hot sauce packets.
Yeah, I would keep that in my purse.
So we had those in our drawer, but then, they used to have that clear back on the back. And
yeah,
so,
and it would look a different color.
It would be brown. And I'd be like,
something right.
I'm like, I'm not eating nothing in this
They
drawer.
don't need to put
There's nothing. They don't even have expiration dates on the packets. So how would you know when that packet got there?
You don't even know when you go to Chick-fil-A if you're getting an old Chick-fil-A sauce, if you're getting a new Chick-fil-A sauce.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, but we do. I mean, we used to have. When we first got married, we had a packet drawer.
We still have a packet drawer. I just emptied it all.
We
Literally like a month ago, I just threw away.
Oh, you're right. We did. Yeah. So we just decided that we're not
partaking.
We're breaking that cycle.
Yeah, that's a cycle of death. We're done.
We're not doing that anymore. We still have a junk drawer.
Well, no, but we still also keep the napkins, and we still keep like
chopsticks.
Chopsticks. That's a very like.
I mean,
I never had chopsticks in my drawer growing up. We didn't even have Asian
We had
restaurants.
straws.
We had straws too, and we never used them. Can I put it in my juice?
right.
I never.
Well, yeah, we had straws.
There was something else though. There was something else that. Oh, you said that you would take the ketchup packets and put them into the actual ketchup.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. So there's only 2 times in my life that I remember like actually using that, and I think it was just out of frustration, like how I get, and I'm just like, we need to do something with this. And so I think it was either me and my sister Lauren, or me and Austin, because those are the 2 people that I got into mischief with the most. And I remember we took the drawer off the hinge, dumped all the ketchup on the that's so nasty. We dumped all the ketchup packets on the counter, and then opened each ketchup packet one by one and put it in the ketchup bottle. And when I tell you that ketchup was all kinds of colors.
I'm sure it
no, like
was.
you look at the bottle
sure.
and there's like a green line going
Ew,
through
a
it.
green line.
I mean,
of
like
ketchup. Gosh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was just like different layers, just dark red, light red, and then Austin or whoever it was just like, shake it up.
Well, that is also then adding water to soap.
Oh yeah,
that's at the very bottom that you can't get with the thing.
Oh yeah.
The little,
so yeah, you save that little last bit. You don't throw the soap away. You just put some water in it, shake it up a little bit. It thickens it up. Not nearly.
It doesn't thicken it up. I don't think. I think
not nearly as thick as it should be. Or like when you go to get the ranch and somebody put water at the end of the ranch and then you put it on your salad and it's like watery almost.
I think that's just because it's separated.
No, I'm saying like literally, no, not because it's separated. no, it's not to separate it.
I don't add water to ranch. So
I've seen it done. Ranch, mustard, ketchup.
Ketchup, I've done it too.
Barbecue sauce.
I don't remember ever doing it to barbecue sauce.
I mean, yeah, anything that you needed
that
more
was
of.
left that you needed to have.
Yeah, you need to have more of. You just
I
add
bet
some
you
water.
didn't do it to milk.
No, milk has always been the thing that is just, it just needs
Sacred.
to be. Yeah, it just needs to be
alone.
milk. It just needs to be what it is. Anyway, hopefully, I don't know if that answered any of your questions about how we. I mean, that's how we grew up. So I don't know if that answers your questions about, race potentially, because I don't know that.
Because I don't answer any questions. I mean, y'all can decide whether some stuff is a race thing or not. I think what we learned though also is that a lot of things that you may think are race things, they are actually across.
Yeah,
races.
and
They're just human things.
Yeah, and I think you might even look into like the socioeconomics of it too. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't grow up particularly wealthy, or you know what I'm saying, like that, and I don't know that you did either. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that some of that,
if you have evaporated milk in your
it's like we're gonna get this almond milk and let's get some of that evaporated milk. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like we didn't have any of that, and so it's just like I think also some of that pertains to just where you grow up, and so if you grow up in a poorer area where most people look like you and are black, in your case you grew up in West Virginia where poor people looked white and black, you know what I'm saying? Where and in San Bernardino, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, mostly black and Hispanic, but there was some white people and Asians trickled in there too. But I think that we all kind of grew up in that same area, in that same space, and so I can see.
Assume that it's
well, because it's just like you can see the similarities, especially like with like the memes and the posts that go out on like Facebook and stuff like that. And it's like you knew you grew up black if you did this, and maybe somebody from Atlanta that
yeah, but some of those I look at and I'm like, I did that too though.
Yeah, and I think and not to say that because I don't want to strip anybody's culture or anything away from them, but I think that also there's probably some form of socioeconomic type thing that goes into it also. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes sense that if you can't buy milk a bunch, you would get evaporated milk. You know what I'm saying? Like
they sell it.
Yeah, no matter who you are, or it makes sense that if you're not able to afford, to save. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're not going to buy 90 bottles of ketchup, you're trying to save that ketchup down to its last. It makes sense that whenever you get, so I think I think there's a lot of similarities and stuff like that. Now, granted, I don't know that that's the majority of, white people or everyone that is white has had that experience.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
I think there's probably more black people that have had that experience than white people, but I also think.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like.
I mean, I can't from what I see, I guess it would be just what is shown to me. I mean, but I don't know. But I just feel like I would say that I know. Then how about this? I would say that I know more black people that have done that than I do white people. I feel like when I talk about this kind of stuff to my white friends, they feel like it's more shocking than not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. You need more white friends. No, just kidding.
Probably do.
But yeah, so anyway, hopefully you got something from this. I was like, really, this whole thing, really it's mostly allowing you to have that conversation and discuss that amongst yourselves and, even with us. So,
maybe, have a conversation with somebody that doesn't look like you and see if you have similarities or differences in upbringing.
Yeah, I feel like we would have never found this stuff out about each other if we had not we been in close proximity to each other.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't have talked about this if I just saw you randomly.
Right, and so but if I just saw you randomly at the store, we just both reach for the evaporated milk. That's funny, but no. So anyway, that's gonna conclude this episode of Great Purview. If you want to follow us, please do so. You can follow my wife at.
She's a lawyer.
That's on Instagram. You can follow me at Who Is Anthony on Instagram and Who Is Anthony R on Twitter. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think, what you feel, how you feeling. Maybe even some suggestions on what you would like to hear us talk about. We're always open to that kind of stuff. But we've been the Rogers family, and this has been Great Review. Thank you for joining us.